Hi, this is Aaron,
And Katie.
And Dustin.
and we are here on location at.
Inspirations Day Spa in Layton.
We'd like to thank the fine folks who own and manage this location for letting us come and do an on-location show.
Yeah,
In addition to our own camera, they're watching us through theirs.
Uh-oh. Well, hopefully they're not calling the cops.
They did not agree to this.
Yeah, so.
So
I guess
if everyone could keep that on the DL, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we may have to pick this show up and run here in just a few minutes. Hopefully they didn't set off. We didn't set off the silent alarm.
It'll be like Cops, but better, because we're not going to censor this.
You just censored yourself.
You did.
Did I? Or did Aaron do that?
Oh, post-production, folks. So, well, to open up the show this week, wanted to talk about Gotham. It starts tomorrow. As usual, we try to do this show on a Sunday, and I will try and have it up on Monday, so the time that this show is up will be the debut of Gotham on Fox.
8/7 Central.
Sure. I didn't know the time. I'm probably going to try and record it because I think we've got something else going on, so I'll have to catch it a little later on. But start of the fall TV season is pretty well started, and this is one of the new shows. The shows we're most looking forward to are coming next month.
Arrow, The Flash,
Yeah, so.
When does Walking Dead come out?
also next month.
Oh, next month. October's the month.
The month.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So, Dustin, I know that you've been highly against Gotham.
The main problem with it, the casting is awful. That they
What,
did
you don't like the guy from the OC being James Gordon?
The guy from the OC is okay. I like the OC.
I never watched the OC, so I couldn't tell you.
But, no, I mean, like, Penguin being tall and thin, and Riddler, I don't know. They just don't look like their characters. You should be able to look at a character and say, I know who that is. Like, so, for example, at the ending of The Avengers, you knew who Thanos was. You weren't like, oh, who's that?
Well, that's just because I'm a comic book fan, but I haven't watched all the previews for Gotham, so I haven't really been able to see the Penguin, the guy that plays the Penguin, as compared to other actors standing side by side. So I can't judge how tall he's going to be. So I think it'll be interesting. I'm going to give it a couple episodes before I pass judgment on it. I think it looks interesting. The guy that's playing Bullock, I've liked him in everything that I've seen him in.
That's the dude from Sons of Anarchy, right?
Yeah, he was the weird ex-FBI
Yeah,
agent.
I remember him.
So
His character was okay in that show.
I didn't know you watched that show.
What?
Sons of Anarchy.
I've seen a few. Probably like 6 episodes.
Well, if you ever want to catch up on any of it, let me know. I've got most of the seasons.
I'm not really into Sons of Anarchy. I just watched it because Derek was watching it.
I figured you weren't, but that's all right.
That's also why we've seen Cupcake Wars.
Anyway, so my main concern with Gotham, kind of the same thing with S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. was really uneventful for the first. I watched like 6 or 7 episodes and I couldn't do it anymore. Nothing happened. I mean,
Yeah, well, the thing that took me out of S.H.I.E.L.D. was they kept starting and stopping. So you had part of the season, and then they stopped it for the Olympics. Then they started it again after the Olympics, and I can understand stopping it for the Olympics. But then they started it, and it was only on for maybe 2 or 3 episodes, and then it stopped again for some reason. I don't remember what.
yeah.
And so I stopped watching because of that. Plus the fact that it was boring. And, I was trying to give it a chance to build up, but it took way too long. And from my understanding, from everything that I've heard about it, is the last part of the season was the best part.
Yeah. Which,
So,
I don't know, you can't just go into a show slow and expect people to stick around waiting for something to happen. You need to give somebody, you need to give them a nibble.
yeah. I mean, it could be a slow burn, but you got to give them a little something here and there. And
Or a nipple. I would watch for a nipple, too.
they never did, though. That was the thing, is they never really did give you anything to satiate it. And to stick with it. So I may go back and try and rewatch the season. I know that season 2 I think actually starts this week too, but I don't think I'm going to jump into it. So it may have to wait a couple of seasons for me to catch up on it.
So coming into it from the perspective of somebody who's way too into Batman, the main problem with Penguin being cast like he is it kind of defeats his Napoleon complex. Because he's supposed to be a little guy, and that's why he's so obsessed with having power
That's
to make
true.
up for being so small.
Isn't he also supposed to have two
No.
of his fingers
No, he's not.
together?
That was just in the Batman movie from the 90s. Now we're back from our commercial break.
There was a cut there in the video, so hopefully you guys don't mind it.
That's why we all look older.
What was that?
So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna hold judgment on Gotham, and we'll see what happens.
Well, the thing is, it might appeal to a lot of people because they don't know the origin stories and how they're supposed to be. So, but based on what I've seen, they're going to be very off base. Very. In a trailer / screenshots that float around, it kind of shows the Penguin's mother, and she looks crazy, which she's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
She's just supposed to be some rich, stuck-up bitch.
Well, we'll see how it goes. So.
Also, in case you didn't know, the Penguin carries an umbrella because his father died of pneumonia from standing in the rain. That's a real thing.
Excuse me, I
More
gotta
you
sneeze.
know.
Comic book
Excuse me.
trivia.
So, did you guys hear that Supergirl has been optioned for a television series?
Didn't they have a Supergirl TV? No, old Supergirl movie.
Yeah, they had a Supergirl movie, but no TV series. But now I think it's CBS has bought the rights to it.
Kristen Bell.
She would make a better Harley, in my
She
opinion.
would make a great Harley.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see how far it gets. So, all I can say is there is a boom in TV series now from both companies.
Yep.
Marvel is going full guns with a bunch of them on Netflix that are due out in 2015.
Including Daredevil and
Jessica Jones, Iron
that's the one I
Fist.
didn't know. Yeah. And then Luke Cage.
Yeah,
That one is the one I'm looking forward to from Marvel.
yeah, I'm looking forward to them. So
I'm not a fan of Daredevil though.
I like the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck. I know a lot of people have a problem with that movie, but I liked it.
It was okay for Daredevil. I just don't like Daredevil.
Yeah.
I'm just like, the only way a superhero could be worse is if he was deaf. Because, he could be Superman, but if you're deaf, it's help, help, and you're just...
Oh, but he can see with his sonar or whatever.
That's basically what he's got is sonar.
Yeah.
So,
My only concern with these TV shows is how far are they gonna intertwine with the villains and whatnot. Like, so obviously Arrow has a few Batman-esque villains.
I hope that they do take a page from Arrow and bring in villains, not just from his comics, but from all DC comics, because of the fact that they all deal with in the same universe. Why can't the villains come in like they do in the comic books?
Well, and the other bad part with Gotham is that it's supposed to be in the past, so it can't really tie into Arrow at the moment unless they do, this is them in the future.
Yeah, that's the thing that I hate about. Well, and here's the problem though: is you got
And Fox and WB.
you got Arrow on WB and the Flash on WB, so those two are going to have crossovers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've already filmed some of those for the Flash series.
Arrow is in the first episode.
But those two are going to be the only two that are going to be able to cross over because, like I said, you got Supergirl going to CBS, you got Gotham over on Fox, and I know there's a couple other series that they're trying to get up and running. You got Constantine
On TNT?
I can't remember what one that one's on.
Yeah, but they're all on different channels.
Different channels. So I mean, and plus the Titans one that I was telling you about, that one's going to be
That one is TNT.
and so they're not going to be able to cross over because you got all these different companies. So
I
it's,
really hope they don't do a Nightwing show.
he's going to be the main character.
I know,
So-
and I hope that just dies.
I'm afraid it's not, my friend. So prepare to hate on it.
I probably will. There's nobody good enough to play Nightwing. Well,
Well, another topic I wanted to bring up, and this relates to our Cosplay Utah group, is quite a bit lately. I saw it a little bit before Comic-Con, but I've really been seeing it a lot after Comic-Con. Is a lot of our friends in the Cosplay Utah group have started to set up or have established their own cosplay pages where they advertise their cosplays, which I think is really cool. A lot of them are starting to do photo shoots and different things. I think that's really cool. I'm definitely gonna set up my own. I've actually just made a purchase last night of a camera, so it'll be coming here in a week or so, and then I've got to buy some lenses for it. So
all I'd say about making your own group is make sure you still posting Cosplay Utah, because I like to see that, and I'm not really gonna follow 500,000 cosplay.
yeah,
groups.
well, that's what I've liked about it is everybody's they've posted in Cosplay Utah. Hey, this is my page. I've already got my own page set up for things that I make, and that it includes everything that I make. And so I have posted some things in. I've still got to actually get my stuff that I made for Comic-Con on that page. But that's the thing is, hopefully everybody keeps posting their pictures and that on Cosplay Utah because I love seeing them. But I think it's cool they're making their own pages. The thing that I worry about is everybody's going to make their own page and expecting to get a bunch of fans, and then the fans don't come to look at your page.
Yep.
So.
Don't get discouraged.
Yeah, don't get discouraged by it if that doesn't happen. Just keep posting your pictures. People will like them. I don't actually click the like button, but I do personally like most everything that I've seen.
That like button is just too much effort.
Well, when you click the like button on a lot of things, then you start
Getting updates.
You start getting notifications from it, and so that's why I don't click like. Because then you got to go back and get into the settings and say knock
That's
off the
only if you comment on
notifications.
it.
Sometimes it does it when you like.
It does it when I like on some things too. Yeah. So
Mine's never done that.
Mine does.
Is it things you're tagged in?
No.
no, you see, now I don't mind that if I'm tagged in something and somebody's making a comment, then I want to know about that. But if I just like something because I like it,
I'm gonna make rude comments about Aaron.
so. But anyway, so I want to let you guys know that I did buy a camera. I am going to get my own lenses, like I say, because it didn't come with any lenses. So if you guys are interested in getting some photos taken, hopefully I can take them, and we'll see where that goes.
Okay.
So
What? Nothing. What's up? No, I am looking forward to The Flash. If you haven't watched the pilot yet, there is a pretty big nod to some of the villains.
oh, I know.
Did you watch it?
Oh no, I haven't actually seen the pilot. I need to see the pilot actually.
Yeah. It's on the Click Play.
It's on everything, I'm sure. It's
out.
been out there, so
It's out loud and proud. But yeah, they're setting it up to have some pretty good villains. So
Did you have to say it like that?
yes,
the one thing I do have to say about this Flash series is they are getting a lot of the actors from the old '90s Flash series to be in it, which I think is cool. It not only gives a nod to that series, but
Like the Star Trek movie.
yeah. Into the Darkness had a bunch of the old Star Trek cast.
oh yes, sorry, excuse me, I gotta wipe my nose.
Ew.
Sorry.
But yeah, and then they've already announced a bunch of big name villains.
Oh yeah, Captain Cold,
Captain Boomerang. They just
Captain
announced,
Boomerang. They did just announce, yeah.
which I always had a problem with because what's a boomerang gonna do to somebody who travels faster than a bullet?
Hopefully they update it. We'll see. You never know.
We'll see.
So, well, you guys got anything else you want to talk about? I pretty well exhausted my two things.
Didn't you say something about them making a Suicide Squad show?
they had discussed it, but I don't think it'll happen.
Oh, I don't remember saying it myself, but
Somebody
I
did.
do know.
It was posted on a thing on Facebook, and I think I told you about it. But they were talking about potentially a show that's the Suicide Squad from Arrow having their own spin-off. And
Oh.
essentially all of the comments in it were, you have to put Harley in or this won't work.
Yeah, I think they would have to. I think if they were going to do that, I would do a backdoor pilot like they kind of tried to do with the Flash, where you flesh them out a little bit, flesh the characters out a little bit more on Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe give them another episode or two on there so that people get more familiar with all the characters there before you try and spin them off. I mean, the Flash is pretty well known. Suicide Squad, other than Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
yeah,
And they did a good job so far on Arrow of building up Deadshot. They kind of gave you a little touch into him, and the reason he's doing all this is to support his daughter, and
yeah.
they gave you a little taste of him.
Him and Diggle, even though Diggle isn't in the Suicide Squad in the comic books,
Yeah.
those are the only two characters they really fleshed out in Arrow from that squad.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I say, you give them another 2 episodes or so, or even bring them in as separate characters, and then say, hey, here's the Suicide Squad in 1 episode. And
My concern is that Harley won't be back. Because, even the episode with her in it, they've removed the chick who did Harley. They removed her from the cast list. So,
I think they could bring her back.
I hope they bring her back.
If they bring her back, she's gonna have a makeout scene with Manu Bennett.
Why? What?
It's in the comic books.
The new 52 doesn't count.
Not everything that happens in the comics has to happen in the TV series or the movies,
No, it
or
has to
vice
happen.
versa.
Then why hasn't Manu Bennett slept with a 16-year-old? That's in the comics.
That's in a different set of comics.
Yeah, that's in the real comics. That's in the original comics.
Isn't that Teen Titans though?
I don't know.
Yeah. So this one is actually called the Suicide Squad with Harley and Deadshot in it. So.
Okay, it's from Teen Titans, okay? He called me on it. Am I proud of it? No.
What?
Well, this is way off that subject. Okay, I'm sorry I'm not transitioning properly, but we did get some suggestions from one of our viewers, and we are trying to implement those a little bit. You know who you are. But if anybody else out there has any suggestions they'd like to send in to us, send them to DutchAaron@hotmail.com or hit me up on Facebook. Aaron Mizell on Facebook. Look for The Story So Far on Facebook. It's Facebook/The Story So Far USA. Also, you can find our videos on YouTube at DutchAaron90210. So, any which way you guys want to send us some comments about the show, please do. We are, as you can see, going out on locations. We are going to start having some guest stars down the road a little ways.
Like Harley Quinn.
Well, possibly if we can get in contact with her.
What?
What? Arrow gets Harley Quinn as a guest star? Why can't we? You think Arrow's better than us? You think you're better than us, Arrow? Because you are. I love you.
You do have that man crush. Are you going to buy one of his Stephen Amell's shirts?
We want to. I mean, he wants to.
I think I would if I were you.
I'm going to.
We're waiting for the extra spending money.
Oh, I know how that is. Believe me, I spent my extra spending money a little bit more this weekend, so I know how that
camera,
is.
huh?
Yes. Well, it was on eBay, okay, and I just happened to be looking at cameras, and it was
eBay.
there for cheap, and I'll throw in a bid because I know I'm going to get outbid. I threw in the bid and
And
sat
you
and
didn't
watched
get
the
outbid.
seconds tick down, and sure enough, nobody outbid me, and I was like, well, all right.
Now you got a camera.
So,
I did that same thing with an Xbox One, but I lost.
wow,
Katie's going to get her own Xbox One. Everybody, get an Xbox One.
that's down the road for me.
I'm just throwing plugs in here, just so you know.
Sponsor us! Right?
Sure. Well, have you guys started on your next cosplays yet?
My sewing machine bit the dust.
Uh-oh. Well, I gotta tell you, I am actually almost done with my next cosplay.
You suck. We haven't even
Surprisingly.
started.
It's gone relatively good, and this relates to eBay. That's why I brought it up. I bought a tactical vest off of eBay. Got it in 2 days.
Nice.
That was
Where
awesome.
was it coming from?
California.
Close. Excellent.
I was expecting it in 3. They said that it would be 4, and then they said, well, it would take you 3 days. So I was expecting it in 3 days, and it actually came in 2 days.
eBay.
So it was awesome. So I got that, and then I got a couple other things. I got some gloves kind of like yours, but they're red for my costume. It's gonna look good. I'm gonna wear it on the show one of these days.
They
Excellent.
have those at Harbor Freight for like
So
$6.
Yeah, that's where I got 'em.
Okay.
I know where to shop.
Just making sure. Hey, plug Harbor Freight.
One of the best stores around to buy stuff at. I love it. Oh, remember how I was having trouble finding a triangle bit
Right.
for my shotgun? Found it.
Nice.
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight. Anything you're looking for, cosplay, it doesn't even matter. Go to Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight is just awesome.
You looking for
Groceries.
a pregnant goat?
Well,
Harbor
I
Freight?
wouldn't go so far as groceries yet.
You don't know. There could be. Somebody could have left a bag.
Well, that's true. That's true. So
Check all the toolboxes. There's probably groceries in there.
I wouldn't doubt it. Have you guys got any other stories you want to bring up?
How did our share thing go?
I don't know. I haven't got any emails, so apparently not that good. The views that I've seen on last week's show did not jump up any, so I'm not thinking that the contest took. So we're gonna leave the contest open. Is what we're gonna do, and like I said, it's for Maverick and the Sweetheart Rebellion. It's their Revolver EP. So if you guys share this episode of the show, and you get the most likes on it, and then take a screenshot and email it to me, whoever gets the most likes, I will mail you this, or I will hand deliver this EP to you.
And spa session.
Spa session at Inspirations.
Yep. You say it funny.
I know I do. It's a funny name. It's a good name, but it's a funny name.
Inspiration.
It's just
like
supposed to be said inspirations. Like
Too bad it's inspiration.
I know,
spelled
but it's
like that.
Inspiration.
I'm gonna start saying it like a pirate. Inspirations.
So, anyway, you got 2 good prizes there. So I mean, it's well worth your time just to share it and ask for the likes. It helps us out by getting us more views and hopefully more viewers. So, and believe me, I know that I said it last week, but we will be changing up the prizes for doing this type of stuff, and we'll probably be coming up with some other contests also for some different prizes. But they will be. This is a good prize, but I think that you guys will like some of the prizes that we're going to have in the future. So definitely share the show, get some likes on it, talk to all your friends about it. And spread the word, because we'd like to get the show out there. We'd like to build our audience a little bit more, and this is one way to do it.
Are you a crab?
But we've thrown in several plugs for Inspirations. It's located in Layton, so
Now we're gonna expect the receptionist to do the same for us.
Thanks, guys.
another plug I want to throw out there, and it's one that I usually always throw out, is for Where the Blacktop Ends. You can find it on Amazon.com. It's not that expensive there. It's a book about the life of a guy that went to Vietnam. Well, he grew up in the South, and then he went to Vietnam, so it's about his life up until the end of the Vietnam War and what happens. He talks about his first marriage and what happened to his first wife, and the different things that happened to him. It's authored by John Mizell and co-authored by Steve Stout. So if you guys have a chance, pick it up. It's definitely well worth the read. And I think that he is going to be getting us a book to give away in the future. So, keep in touch for that.
And if you're like me, you're wondering what happened to his first wife now. So obviously you have to read it.
You definitely have to read it. He's had 3 wives, by the way.
Which
But-
one's your mom?
My mom's number 3.
Okay.
That's why they were still living together when we started the show. Yeah.
My mom and dad are together still, happily married. Okay, nothing wrong with that.
We met them.
So are his parents.
physically, we have met his parents together in the same house.
Well, I don't know, good one, stepmom. Mm-hmm.
But it's a good read, okay? So take a look at it. Also, check out Paparazzi by Tiff. It's paparazziaccessories.com/27425. Also, I do believe that she has a Facebook page, Paparazzi by Tiff. And then also, one last plug, Odd Reality Radio. Check those guys out. Check them out on the web at it's bit.do/oddrealityradio on the web. They also have a Facebook page, and you can find their podcast on Stitcher, iTunes, and there's one other one out there that I keep forgetting, but go find them. Some really out there theories on some things, but overall I think it's a good listen. Also, make sure that you don't mind the swears if you do listen to them.
Swears. That sounds like the runs.
Well, you know.
Got a case of the swears after that Chinese food.
So, but definitely check them out. I think that's all the plugs that I've got for today.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is going to be the show. Oh, wait.
What is that on your camera? Is that the end of the show?
Oh, I think that is the end of the show there. This has been Aaron,
And Katie.
And Dustin.
and we'll catch you next time.